Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, I'll stand in Sply, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we managed to successfully get the last information we needed to the storyteller, and now we know the entire truth about him, and got all his information. Now, well, we only have two things to go. Go to Threshold and finish the game, and go to the party going on back in Canabres. But we also have to do this requisitions thing in order to finish off the Logistics Council for this. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that done. Start skipping days. Defenders of Freedom, yay. Okay, military exercise, everyone got points. The Sarkorian land is full of dangerous creatures and abyss-poisoned beasts. A large pack of monsters has migrated to the Crusaders' territory and made its lair somewhere in the vicinity of Dresden. They attack scouts and hinder deliveries of provisions. We can find and clear out the nest of these beasts, which gives logistics points, or teach soldiers how to deal with them. Ready for anything feat for 60 days. I guess we'll go with this. Teach them how to deal with the beasts. Even if these beasts were destroyed, more would come soon afterward. Rather than destroying specific packs, the soldiers must be taught how to fight back against such monsters. Trackers will capture a few creatures and bring them to Dresden so that the troops can learn how to kill them. Knowing all the beast tricks, the warriors will be ready to face them. Seems fine to me. The Yama Azadas, the Bralani Azadas. Go with that one. Skip a day. Go ahead with the Monster Slayers. Play Day of the Havoc Dragons will be later, and it seems like we have an army to deal with to the south, and I could summon more. I do not care about them. Head down here. Actually, I do care if there are signifiers. Signifiers are incredibly powerful. Do we have any? No, but we do have stone infantry, which are also good. I'll deal with that in a bit. Okay, that'll be there. Clerics, I don't really use any. So, get the... Oh, wait, hold on. Let me move these guys in here. Now, as we were doing, those guys are kind of rare. Do a fresh search. Hell Knights! Didn't expect to find some Hell Knights. Do I have any Hell Knights? I do have Hell Knights. Screw it. Buy that and the Hell Knights. That works. That would be a lot. I don't need to summon those guys, so... Go ahead, you guys join in the army. I mean, why not? We don't have too many of them. There you go, that's fine. Skip a day, army is attacking. Okay, easy enough. Fireball. Just doesn't really matter. That did a fair bit. Clavicus's. I think they can teleport, so go after these. There you go. And the Nalfeshnis are nearly dead. Paladins can finish off the Calavikai. Move forward. Move forward. And Magic Missile. Do it again. Perfect. Not too shabby. Thank you, Agaboya. Alright, now, Agaboya, head back up there to where you were going. Thank you. And we finished calling the Azadas, so now we have you, which can go in and join here. There you go. And we've got almost 100 of them. Summon another dragon. There we go, more of the Havoc Dragons. Send him in there. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Signifiers. And paladins. There. A load of forces that I'm fine using to boost up you. Skip a day. Continue on. Merge you guys right in. And let's keep going with this. Monster Slayers done. All units gain ready for anything. And summon the Yamazadas. The Possessed. A scouting party got caught in a storm in the World Wound. Alas, the consequences were most dire. Corrupted spirits entered the soldiers' bodies, taking complete control. What should be done with them? We can end their lives. All units become fearless for a bonus to combat morale. Nice. Perform an exorcism. Morale increases and deducts finance points. Use them in battle, adds military experience, or cleanse the corrupted spirits. I mean, thematically that just fits. Ulbrich performed a secret druidic ritual to cleanse the spirits of the corruption that had twisted them and persuaded them to leave the soldiers' bodies. News that the soldiers have been healed has strengthened the Crusaders' belief in their ultimate victory over the forces of the Abyss. Excellent. There we go. Some more Yamazadas. Go ahead and call the Bralanis. And we have some forces to deal with. Okay, you can go down and deal with this demon army, Agaboya. There we go, dealt with. You'll head back up to there. Setsuna, you need to take care of this one. Looks like you'll have an actual fight. Although, will it actually do anything? I don't know. Oh, actually it might. So, go ahead, fireball these two. Very nice. And a Scorching Ray on these Succubi. And take out the Uliudru. And you can wipe them out. There you go. Nice and easy. Alright, Setsuna, head on back over to where you need to go. You can go over and join Setsuna. Setsuna, go back, join up with them. There you go, you got more men. And what the hell, do that. There you go, you got even more forces. And we got more Bralanis. Summon a Havoc Dragon. Oh yeah, you need to get back up there. Bralanis, you can join in here, which will bring it to 100, unless you kind of already were from that thing I did. You were, that's fine, there you go. Oh, there we go. Military exercise, that would be nice. After the Havoc Dragons. Very nice. Military exercise. And Soldiers of Fortune. Both officers and privates alike often complain about the attitude of mercenaries and their disregard for military regulations. A group of brazen Soldiers of Fortune has refused to serve under the command of an officer whom they deem too demanding and strict. They claim that if he is not replaced, they will leave the army. So we can clamp down, give them more generous pay, or send Greybor to negotiate. Number of available Merc units increases by 1. Searching for new Merc units is free once per week. Yeah, go with that. Greybor had a word with the mercenaries. After a few minor concessions, he quelled their discontent and made the captains promise to instill discipline and keep the soldiers in check. Because of these negotiations, rumors spread across Avestan that in the commander's army, mercenaries are treated with honesty and respect. Okay then. So we can do one new one of these. Hang on. First, send you down to here. There we go. And we can go ahead and recruit some more signifiers. What are those? Dragon Slaves. Do a free search. And I mean, Rangers... Who do we have here? Do we have Rangers in you? We do. Rangers would be worth it. And what are those? Shifters. Okay, and we're fine. Alright, you head down, join. Not that it really matters that much. There we go. Actually, now that I think about it, no, Odan I think is like max level. Never mind. Alright, skip a day. These reinforcements continue on down. Very nice. You get in there. You get in there. Keep skipping days. We're getting closer. There's the military exercise. I guess I'll continue with the Bralanis. Bestial upbringing. A group of volunteers has arrived in Dresden. Ulfin lycanthropes. They had to leave their home for their temper was too ferocious, and when the moon was full, even steel bonds could not contain them. The Ulfin believed that, upon accomplishing great deeds and becoming heroes, they will rein in their bestial nature. We can accept them for barbarians, or reject them for Crusade morale. We don't really need any barbarians, so... accept them. The Ulfin have joined the army to temper their spirit in the flames of battle and to bridle the beasts that slumber in their souls. Sure, why not? You know what? Here. Tertiary reserves. We have more reserves. Wonderful. Why not? Skip another day. Play Day of the Havoc Dragons again. Yay. Oh, actually, with what we'd leveled up, you did level up. Offensive training, go with that. And Odan, you don't get a level. I'm not even gonna bother recruiting anymore. I don't need to. There's the Bralani Azadas. Go ahead, send them over. We've got plenty. Send them into the army, and I don't think I'm even gonna really summon anymore. Skip. We're almost done with requisitions. I guess throw that in for the sake of doing it. Oh look, more coming in. Havoc Dragons, head on down to Odan. Let's see. Setsuna. You need to go over to here. Agaboya, you are going to deal with these. It's actually going to be quite a mix. Can reach these easily enough. Dealt with. Good. Now you got to get down to these. Which will happen in the next day. Okay, that one's dealt with. Agaboya, head to this group. That'll be a fight next time. Setsuna, you can head back over this way. Skip day. Oh, dang. Okay, I didn't see that coming. Definitely need to heal these men. Heal the spearmen, I suppose. That was not enough. Well, you can take care of the Baylors. You can definitely heal others. That helps a lot. Heal up the signifiers. I don't want to kill them because I want to get my men back. Heal up the Hedge Knights. Okay, we're good. Jeez. That was actually surprisingly tough. But, hey, you beat him. Okay. The Scepter of Discord. Among the spoils of a recent battle, officers found an ornate scepter that once belonged to the ruler of a Sarkorian clan. They jokingly argued over who should get such a valuable and prestigious trophy, but this banter soon turned into bitter rivalry. It is as if the honorable officers have gone mad. In their desire to get their hands on the scepter, they have stooped to bribery and coercion. The clerics sense no curse on the loot, so it seems this is merely a case of ordinary greed and injured pride. We can take it to get a magnificent rod. Ugh, it's a quarterstaff. We can destroy it for leadership points. Promise to give it to the worthiest. Striving for distinction. Has a plus 10 bonus to gain experience. Okay. Allow them to battle for the scepter. Most experienced general gains Relic Keeper. We'll give it to the worthiest. The commander announced that the scepter will be presented to the worthiest officer in the Crusade. The candidates are now trying to outdo one another by performing heroic feats in hopes of receiving the coveted trophy. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, head up to here. We're almost done with this. In fact, we are done with it. The commander's stern servants return with carts full of voluntary donations. While some may talk about outrageous robberies, the main thing is that the wealthy inhabitants of Mendev have learned their lesson. From now on, support for the Crusade is not merely encouraged, but expected. Okay. So, is there a way to raise morale? Because I'd like to. Strategic routes. Oh, I don't care about that. Religious feast. No, that would not do it. That would not do it. Distributing provisions, that works. And work on the Aurilu Vorlesh drafts again. Okay, skip one more day. Now we should be able to see this. Alright, Dorgalinda, we've done it. It's done, Commander. The most difficult moment demanded that we make the most difficult decision, and we did. The first requisitions have been made, the warehouses have been resupplied, the soldiers have their weapons and food. The people curse our names, of course, call us the new fellows of the Crusade, except they're back home and we're on the front lines. They couldn't see that we were hanging by a thread. They can't understand that we had to act the way we did. History will absolve us, Commander. Because this crisis has taught us to use resources sparingly, we've even ended up with a certain surplus of funds. I propose we use them to build a majestic cathedral. You know we have a few sins on our conscience. If praying for forgiveness doesn't work, maybe buying it will. Forget it. Let's celebrate instead. I say we use the spare money to build ourselves one hell of a palace. A real commander's residence. Ooh, with peacocks! A cathedral would be wonderful, but I have an even better idea. Let's use the money to create a magnificent garden in memory of the fallen, and as a promise that very soon Sarkoris will bloom again. We're still at war here. All resources must go toward fortifying our defenses. We should construct the kind of fortress that would deter anyone from even thinking about attacking Dresden. Did we have any other choice? Furrowing her brow grimly, Dorgalinda says with determination, "The end justifies any means. We're fighting for this world, and I don't care what it thinks of us. We'll save it by force if we have to." Do they really call us the Fellows out loud? I'm afraid so, but what can we do about it if it was the only way to win? Don't listen to them, Commander. They're the words of people back home who owe you their lives. You can court-martial me after the war if you want, but for now we must snatch victory from the jaws of our enemy at any cost, and by any means necessary. I want to hear what my advisors have to say. Woljif, what do we need a palace for? Woljif goggles at you. What do you mean, what for? To live a life befitting people of our... your status. Without getting soaked to the bone in a tattered tent, without shivering in the Citadel's drafts. Something with a little, class, you know? With servants, a marble bathroom, a warm privy. I'm a veteran of the Crusade. Can't I have a few small pleasures in life? A palace? In the middle of a war. Woljif, there's a certain difference between your sob stories about your rough childhood, which, however, we aristocrats who've been eating off golden plates our whole lives can never understand, and the shameless depravity you've just offered us. The Crusade is not a shop you can squeeze every now and again for some quick coin. If I hear any more suggestions to splurge at the expense of this holy cause, I'll take you into a nice warm bathroom or privy and drown you. Arushale, is this the time to be cultivating gardens? There's always time to make beautiful and living things. Once, Sarkoris was a flourishing, plentiful land. The wound changed it, but we're here to fight the wound, are we not? With magic, potions, and skilled gardeners at our side, we could recreate a piece of the blessed nature of old Sarkoris. And from that garden, seeds of a happy future will scatter all throughout the surrounding lands. Once we have a palace, you can grow whatever you like. Flowers, cucumbers, anything. Go crazy. But right now we need something more substantial and comfortable. The chief and I, we haven't been bending over backwards just to be breaking our backs growing veggies. We deserve decent working and living conditions. Land, do you think we can surpass Dresden's fortifications? Oh, we can certainly reinforce it and make some improvements. And we'll place another stronghold inside the existing fortress, one that's even more secure. We collected the money to support the war effort, didn't we? So that's what it should be used for. Otherwise, it was just shameless extortion. The war is nearing its end. We're on the offensive. I doubt we'll have to defend Dresden again. It's the enemy who should be preparing their defenses. Dorgalinda, I thought you weren't particularly religious. Why do you think we should build a cathedral? Right you are, Commander. I've never been pious. But my reasoning is purely pragmatic. If you want to placate the people, you build a temple. The priests get their gold, the gods get their prayers, and the people... Well, the people will quickly forget they've been robbed and convince themselves they donated the gold to a holy cause of their own volition. What? We've just been handed this gift on a platter, and you want to give it all to the gods? Aren't you spoiling them just a little? You know what? They can shove it. Don't listen to a chief. Just get something for yourself for a change. So let's see. For the palace, it increases finance, materials, and energy points by 25%. The garden gives a bonus to combat morale of all units and increases general's energy recovery. Recruitment growth for mythic units increases. For land, stronghold increases recruitment growth for trainable units. And for the cathedral, all units gain a bonus to hit points, a bonus to attack and AC, and a bonus to damage against demons. Honestly, I'm going to go with the garden because none of these really matter at this point, but thematically it fits. That's good. May it bring peace to the fallen and hope to the living. May the land awaken from its long nightmare and bloom once again. Commander, thank you for everything you've done. Your methods have been irregular, cruel at times, and, let's face it, not strictly legal on occasion, but they did the job. You've done it. You've prevented this crusade from choking in the noose of this crisis, and you've organized logistics we can rely on in the final battle. Huh. I never thought you and me would be so slick at dealing with serious business like all this. The two of us have pretty much saved the whole crusade from certain doom. I'm proud of us. You were faced with a very difficult task, to lead the crusade in its hour of greatest need. Alas, there's no place for kind decisions in times like these. One is forced to choose between evil and idleness. You found the strength to make the right choice, and you saved us. I greatly respect you for it. Well, we knew this wasn't going to be easy. It takes nerves and a heart of steel to be a good chief. You've proven that you have them because the people who depend on you are still alive. That's what matters. The logistics service will continue its work, but I don't think we'll ever have to call another meeting of this council. Congratulations, Commander. Your logistics are more solid than ever. Now you have only one concern. The front lines, the offensive. Victory! Well, I do want to see if I can build that garden, which would need to be built in Dresden itself, I'm pretty sure. So that shouldn't be too hard. Might need to burn a few things, but Shouldn't be hard. Let's see. How much do we need to get rid of in order to build it? So let's see. Spiritual Garden. It is a 4x4. So let's see. I can remove the Scouts' headquarters. We don't care about that. Shelter is pointless. I'd like to remove the other Scouts' headquarters, please. Saboteur's headquarters. We can get rid of that. And I can get rid of the monument. I mean, the monument is good. Don't get me wrong. Now let's go ahead and build that spiritual garden. Do we have a monument here anywhere? We do not. It's still good to have, so... Is there anything? I have 2 hospitals. Get rid of a hospital, we'll replace it with a monument. And the garden will take 7 days to be finished. No big deal. And I am going to go ahead and take a rest, so I can get rid of the corruption I have. Right, over to the bed for a rest. Easy enough. Yeah, we'll do the cheese crostata again.
You know, Greybor, you fuss over your name and reputation so much. You could give some of my fellow nobles a run for their money.
As well I should. For a lord, a name is a pretty bauble. But my name is a tool. It's my bread and butter.
Fair enough. Alright. And with that, I am going to end this episode here. Next episode... It's time for us to have a bit of a party back in Canabres. Till then, I am Chestic44, also known as Fly. That is me. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.